No one expects this from the Golden State Warriors. As you all know, the Warriors have been back to their winning ways where they are currently back into the playoff picture, but they have made some other drastic moves in order to bring them back not only into the playoff picture, but bring them back to the top of the league. So in today's video, we're going to be going through 3 key moves that the Golden State Warriors are making right now that no one expected and that are going to help them make it back into the #1 spot of the Western Conference. So make sure to like this video, and if you want more Golden State Warriors content like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hitting that red button down below. But let's get into the first big move, because the first big move is that the Golden State Warriors recalled up James Wiseman. And I think this is honestly huge. As you all know, a couple of weeks ago, Wiseman was sent down to the G League and it had everyone by surprise. And during that time, where he actually played 7 games for the Santa Cruz, he averaged 15.6 points per game, 10.1 rebounds, and 1.14 blocks in 26 minutes. Now, a lot of people thought that the reason why Wiseman was sent down was because he wasn't playing as well, but it actually was the opposite. They did want to give Wiseman a couple more minutes and play more and more due to the fact that he is coming back from a pretty serious injury. And I think this plays a huge part, because Wiseman getting more minutes in the G League will be able to get him back to where he was before and back to 100%. Knee injuries, ankle injuries, all these big injuries, guys, can really have an effect on the body, and it's hard for them to get back to 100% playing at the highest level of basketball really quickly. And I think that's why he definitely needed the G League, and it definitely shows in his stats. Averaging a double-double, 1.14 blocks per game, and only doing it in 26 minutes. It shows that he is ready, and he's definitely outplaying everyone in the G League. So I think calling him up has honestly been fantastic. So far, during the regular season, in the 2022-2023 season, James Wiseman was averaging 6.8 points per game, 3.8 rebounds, and 1 assist. So he hasn't had a game back yet since being recalled, but I think he are going to be able to get those numbers up as they are more confident to give him more minutes. If you look at the minutes that he was actually getting per game, he was getting at max around 14 minutes per game. So he wasn't getting a lot, and on top of that, guys, with everything that is going on, James Wiseman was definitely playing something out of his field where he wasn't really being the big man that he was before. And I think now, with everything kind of flowing a bit more better for the Warriors and knowing whose role is who, they are going to be able to get him back into the right picture and into the right format when it comes to playing him in that second unit, especially with someone like Draymond Green beside him as a power forward, or even Kevon Looney. So I think it will be fantastic to see James Wiseman back. I think he is a great player, and being 7 foot 240 pounds, a big man of his caliber is definitely something that the Golden State Warriors need in order to push them back in, not only just into the playoff picture, which they have done, but back to the #1 spot in the Western Conference. He's still a young guy, being at 21 years old, so he still has a lot of learning to do, but I think with so many veterans in the team, you know, JaMychal Green, Draymond Green, Kevon Looney, you can consider also a veteran, they got enough pieces and experience in order to teach him what it's like being a Warriors big man, and I think James Wiseman will have a great career ahead. So he is going to be playing his first game very soon. It's unknown whether he will be playing the next game back, or if they're going to give him some time in order to work his way to it. But it does show that he's back into his old ways. Being back with the Golden State Warriors and being part of the rotation is going to be huge for this team. So the second big move that the Golden State Warriors made was recalling up Patrick Baldwin Jr. Now, as you all know, Patrick Baldwin Jr. was drafted just this year, and he's honestly been a fantastic prospect for the Golden State Warriors, and being a great rookie as that. Now, when it comes to what he has done so far, he was playing in the G League, he got recalled up, sent back to the G League, and now he's getting recalled up back with James Wiseman. And I think this is honestly huge, because when you look at his stats, he's honestly done such a fantastic job in the G League. I think the Warriors want that for the actual Warriors team. He was currently averaging 8.7 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 1.6 assists in 7 games, so he did a fantastic job there. And also his defensive ability was a great showing, and it really did show what the Warriors need right now, which is definitely defense. As you all know, the Warriors defense have been struggling so far, where they are currently ranked 25 out of 30 teams when it comes to the defensive, rating. And if you look at them last season, they were actually first last season. So they did take a big hit in that matter, and I think it's crazy to see, what has actually gone on over the past couple of games. But the Warriors have turned it around, because they got Patrick Baldwin Jr. back in the rotation and playing some great minutes. He had played the most recent 2 games against the LA Clippers and New Orleans Pelicans. He did a fantastic job where he actually scored 7 points in both games and also got himself a couple of rebounds, 6 on each to be exact. And I think it's fantastic to see that he's able to play at such a consistent basis, and use his minutes to his advantage and play great efficiency. This is really important because Patrick Baldwin Jr. isn't going to be a guy that's going to be getting 25-30 minutes per game. At most, he'll probably be seeing 10, 15 probably max, and I don't think it's going to get any more than that. So in the time that he does have, he definitely needs to show out and play to his ability, and he most likely will be playing with that second unit if he does play. So he has a lot on his shoulders, and it is a little bit more pressure for him than someone, that is a starter, that has his position kind of already fit, and he's got the green line to shoot whenever. Patrick Baldwin Jr. on the other hand probably only has 5-6 shots a game. He needs to play great defense and all of these other facets, so his efficiency has to be there, and Patrick Baldwin Jr. has definitely showed that. Now, he is going to be playing a couple more games, so it really is hard to tell, his conversion from the G League to the NBA so far, as he's only played 2, but I think it's fantastic to see him back into the rotation because it's something that they definitely need to change. The Warriors did struggle early on in the season, and I love how they're shaking things up by getting someone like Patrick Baldwin Jr. into their lineup. It would be great to see him play a couple more minutes, but he is still a rookie and he has a lot to learn, so I definitely think that's definitely something why they are having him play a couple minutes here and there and start to get a feel for what his play style is like. So the third big move that the Golden State Warriors made was recalling up Ryan Rollins. Now Ryan Rollins is also a rookie, stands at 6'4", 180 pounds, and he is honestly a lights out scorer. He got recently sent down when it came to the start of the season, got recalled, sent back down, and then recalled again now, which is basically what happened to also Patrick Baldwin Jr. So the rookies kind of have been moving in tandem, but during the time in the G League, he was averaging 19.4 points, 2.9 rebounds, and 2.9 assists. So Ryan Rollins is an all-out scorer, and this is something definitely they need. Ryan Rollins so far hasn't played too many games, only 7 to be exact. He played a couple earlier on this season, and he had played the most recent 2 games against the Pelicans and Clippers, like also Patrick Baldwin Jr. did. However, he did get significantly less minutes. But when it comes to what is going on, I think Ryan Rollins would be a perfect fit for this team due to the fact that his scoring ability is there, but he's also a great defender on top of that. I think where he does maybe need some improvement is definitely in the efficiency category. Like I mentioned before, when it comes to Patrick Baldwin Jr., even with Wiseman and now even with Ryan Rollins, these guys are going to be role players. They're not going to have 10, 20 shots in a game. They don't have that Steph Curry license or, that Andrew Wiggins license. They only get a couple of shots per game. So they need to be definitely more efficient than they are used to in order for them to be able to stand out and be able to flourish. So I think Ryan Rollins definitely needs to work on that. Don't get me wrong, he can definitely score, he can definitely put a bucket in, but he can't average the same percentages that Steph Curry is averaging. He needs to average a better percentage in those categories if he wants to get noticed and be given more minutes. Unfortunately, that's the way the game goes, but I think Ryan Rollins is perfect for this team, and I think with them recalling these 3 players up, the Golden State Warriors are looking even better and more dangerous than they did last season. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. Peace.